So I recently discovered that in every Pixar movie, minus The Incredibles, there was this one Easter egg that Pixar movies obviously put in every single Pixar movie. That was the truck of Pizza Planet. Also known as the Pizza Planet pickup truck, I just found out an obvious reason on what the pickup truck actually is. If you look closely at the back tailgate of the pickup truck, you can obviously see the word yo. And that gave me an idea on what this truck actually was based off. According to the information on Google, it's actually revealed that this pickup truck owned by Pizza Planet was based on a 1987, or in this case a 1974 Toyota Hilux single cab. However, in some other countries, people just call it the Toyota Hilux, but in America, it was never confirmed that it was called Hilux. Instead, it was just referred to as the Toyota Tacoma, the Tundra, or the SR5, or likely Toyota pickup truck. In fact, the Toyota Hilux pickup truck was a popular vehicle used by farmers and families in other countries surrounding the continent of Asia. And from what I can tell, the Tundra and Tacoma were only sold in the US, not the Toyota Hilux. However, in 1991, the Toyota Hilux only sold in the US as a single cab, not a crew cab, unlike other countries which did use a crew cab Toyota Hilux pickup truck. So my technical guess is, why is this truck based off the Toyota Hilux? Well, it's obvious because you can see the word yo written in the back of the door of the truck. This may obviously straightforwardly share the fact that this Pizza Planet pickup truck was based on a single cab Toyota Hilux, because back in the 60s and early 70s, the Toyota Hilux was never built as a crew cab, only as a single cab pickup truck. This pickup truck was heavily modified with the Pizza Planet badging mounted onto the doors and the Pizza Planet rocket attached to the roof. There was also a camping shell that was stuck to the back of this truck. However, multiple people suggest that the Toyota brand was actually fictionalized by Pixar, calling it Gyoza. In fact, the fictional name of this Toyota pickup truck was actually a Gyoza Light Hauler MK4. This may likely be alluding to the fact that Pixar wanted to fictionalize the Toyota brand because at that time Toyota Hiluxes were still in production. What many fans don't even realize is that the Toyota Hilux wasn't a popular vehicle in Toy Story back then. In fact, the Toyota Hilux was popular in the movie Back to the Future, because if you look at that movie, there is a character named Marty McFly who drove a black single cab Toyota Hilux, which is built from 1984 towards 1987, and this may likely allude to the fact that the Toyota Hilux of Toy Story was actually being built in 1979 and 1982. So this may conclude that the fact that the Pizza Planet truck of Toy Story was actually based on a 1980s or 70s era Toyota Hilux. Another coincidental fact about Toy Story is there is actually a civilized version of this pickup truck that was seen when the toys were crossing the street, and you can obviously see that this truck might obviously be a 1981 Toyota Hilux when the toys were crossing the road. What makes it clearly obvious that this truck was actually based on the Toyota Hilux is because, mainly if you see the word yo, you would obviously write Toyota on the back of the bed, because during the 1980s and 1990s, the Toyota brand wasn't using the logo, it was only using the brand's name. In fact, during at that time in the 70s, 60s, 80s, and 90s, the Toyota Hilux was only branded with its name written on the back tailgate. Same goes with Mitsubishi for the Mitsubishi Strada, which is practically the same type of pickup truck that was sold as close to the Toyota Hilux. So I obviously know why the truck was basically a Toyota, because Pixar actually pointed out that the fact of the brand being fictional is called Gyoza, and in fact it might be a fictional brand because Toyota is actually a real life manufacturer who did made the Toyota Hilux pickup truck both as a single cab and a crew cab. So we technically know and now understand what the truck actually is. According to some people, many believe that the pickup truck of Pizza Planet was actually a beat up or technically an unrestored Toyota Hilux pickup truck, because back in the 1960s the Toyota Hilux didn't even look brand new. In fact, it looked older, had a more older engine. It didn't even go that fast. In fact, the Toyota Hilux pickup truck was probably one of the mid-sized engine vehicles that were only used for farming and families. In fact, the police force of Asia did use the police version of this Toyota pickup truck. Actually, the Philippine police government actually converted a Toyota Hilux crew cab with a passenger shell on the far back, replacing the truck bed. And this is likely the cause of the Toyota Trooper, which is actually a Toyota Hilux single cab with a passenger cab that was actually covered and uncovered. It was also used as an ambulance and a police SWAT vehicle. From what I can obviously tell, the Pizza Planet truck has made multiple appearances, minus the Incredibles, because there's no definition at the time that the Pizza Planet truck was actually in the movie, but it was in the video game adaptation of Incredibles. So, the Pizza Planet truck was actually based on a 1980s or 1990s Toyota Hilux. Thank you for watching. Make sure that you go comment, like, and subscribe.